Liechtenstein, they have a football team playing in European football every single season. They have a population which is bigger than Gibraltar and San Marino. Their national sport is football, but they don't have a football league system. They do have a cup though. Now I find it a fascinating story that a nation in Europe who has their national sport of football does not have their own league system, but does have a team participating in the Europa Conference League each season. Now there are 7 teams based in Liechtenstein. All 7 of these teams play in Switzerland. Now this is a permanent agreement. It never used to be permanent. It was an invitational situation, but now it is a permanent agreement. Now when you look at Gibraltar and San Marino, who were the closest to them in terms of population, with Liechtenstein having about 39,500 population, and San Marino and Gibraltar around 32 and 33.5. The nearest to them after this would be Faroe Islands, which is at about 55,000 population. But Liechtenstein, it interested me because they have a team from Liechtenstein playing in the second tier of Swiss football. They were in the top tier. They've had 5 seasons there. But they don't have their own league system, and qualification for the Europa Conference League is done via who wins the Liechtenstein Cup. Now that is the only way these 7 teams can play European competition. The best team from Liechtenstein is FC Vaduz, and if they qualified for the top flight, so one promotion back to the top flight of Swiss football, and they came in the European places, they qualified for Europe through the Swiss League, they are not eligible. So the only way they can qualify for Europe is by winning the Liechtenstein Cup. And that gains them qualification into the Europa Conference League now. It used to be qualification into the Europa League. Now, qualification into that would mean that for FC Vaduz or any of the teams from Liechtenstein to win or to even play in the Champions League would mean they would have to win the Conference League in Season 1. Then they would have to win the Europa League in Season 2, because winning the Conference League gains you qualification to the Europa League. Then they would have to win the Europa League to gain qualification in the Champions League. Now, it would have to be done season after season after season. And I find that fascinating that this nation has this situation. Now, the situation with the teams from Liechtenstein are as follows at the minute. So, FC Vaduz are playing in the second tier. Then you have FC Balzers, who are playing in the 4th tier. USV Eschen Moren play in the 4th tier. FC Rugel, FC Schaan, and FC Tresen, and FC Tresenberg all play in the 7th tier of Swiss football. Now I know what you're thinking, 7 teams battling out to qualify for Europe basically. There's actually 17. This is what gets me. Because there is 10 reserve teams. Some teams have 2 reserve teams. FC Vaduz, for example, FC Vaduz B, and FC Vaduz C, an example. This makes me wonder, why do these reserve teams exist when you could potentially create 7 new teams and have 14 teams and have a 14-team league? Now, the only issue I would look at there is FC Vaduz are so far ahead of everybody else. Would it become a 1-team league and everybody else is battling for 2nd or 3rd? Potentially. But could that develop football within Liechtenstein? Also potentially. Now, since the year 2000, only one other team apart from FC Vaduz have won the Swiss Cup. That would be impossible, as no teams from Liechtenstein can win the Swiss Cup. Only one team has won the Liechtenstein Cup, and that was USV Eschen Moren. Now, winning the Cup in 2011-2012 saw them qualify for the Europa League in 2012-2013, where they came up against Icelandic side FH. and they lost the game 3-1 on aggregate. But I think it's fantastic that another side from Liechtenstein has actually participated in European competition, because for me, when I think of a team from Liechtenstein, you automatically go to FC Vaduz, because they've won the cup 50 times qualifying for Europe through that. Now, when you look at FC Vaduz qualifying for Europe so many seasons, so many times, they've only actually made it to the group stage once, and that was in the 2022-23 season, the second year that the Conference League was a thing. So maybe weaker teams participating in these European competitions is good for Liechtenstein football, because it means they are making it to the group stages. It does make me wonder, could you have two teams from Liechtenstein playing in Europe? It also makes me wonder, is there another nation in Europe which only has one club getting European football? Now, what I find amazing is they beat Koper, Konyaspor and Rapid Wien to make it into the group stage of the Conference League. And you have to say, beating a side like Rapid Wien, for example, in the final qualifying round is unbelievable. Beating them 2-1 on aggregate, just insane. Now, a little side story to their European journeys is they've actually played Swiss teams twice. Playing Basel in 06-07, losing on away goals after finishing 2-2 over the two legs. Then they played Thun in 15-16, and they also lost on away goals, also after finishing 2-2 after the two legs. And as I say, Vaduz have been flying the flag for Liechtenstein football, being in the top flight of Swiss football 5 times, having been relegated 3 times, so they only survived for 3 seasons in the end before getting relegated. And their highest finish was 8th. So every time they have been in the top flight, it's always been knocking on the door of relegation back down to the second tier where they are now. But they are one of the strongest sides in the second tier of Swiss football. So there's a chance that we will see a side from Liechtenstein playing in the top flight of Swiss football again soon. Now, 2 teams in the 4th tier, they are close to being able to knock on the door again of getting up to the 3rd tier, then up joining FC Vaduz in the 3rd tier. I find the story of Liechtenstein fascinating. The fact that they have a national sport that doesn't include a league system where the rest of Europe does. The fact that their teams are all playing in the Swiss league. The fact that they actually have 10 reserve teams as well. So in my opinion, they could put together a league structure of 10, 12, 14 teams and try to go it alone. But is there a chance teams like FC Vaduz would say no? Let me know what you think. But I find the story of a nation without a league fascinating. I really do. And if you'd like to see more of these videos where I look at these interesting things around world football, please make sure you do comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I will see you. You will see on the screen now the people who are patrons or monthly members through YouTube. If you do want to join, links are in the description below. The YouTube one, you can just click that join button next to where the subscribe button is, or go into the description if you want to become a Patreon member. Links are below. Thank you for your support, and hopefully I will see you on the next video.